us.
You have to skip this episode, guys. There's nothing interesting in this one.
You going to do your clap?
I am.
There you go.
That's a decent clap, you see there. Decent clap. Then the listeners are going to miss out on that unless I leave it in because I can't bother to edit it properly.
Other video, people are going to miss out on that as well.
They will. They'll miss out.
What's that clap for?
We're congratulating ourselves. Yay! We're back.
How long?
2 months.
And people were celebrating because they thought we pod faded.
Ah, they don't have to watch us.
Yes, they do.
No, you don't. Well, hello, everybody. I'm the Suffolk Ram.
Skazz.
And welcome to episode 39 of the Ram and Skazz podcast. We are, well, technically 2 members short. One because he has a job, which is just not fair. And one because we think he's currently passed out in a drunken stupor somewhere.
We say drunken stupor, there's just way too much tea in the world. And
That is true, he eats mainly tea. He might have had half a glass of shandy, which might have finished him off.
Poor chap.
They've heard the podcast before.
They know what we're like after a couple of pints of coke.
So, Bard, if you're out there when you watch this, hi.
Right, mate.
So you know,
he failed because he said that his fans wanted more Bard in the vlog, and it actually said in the quote, not a quote from Bard. So,
really?
yeah. So I'm assuming
no,
it was
from Bardina.
Possibly, yes.
His person who's got a very similar name to him.
It could very well have been same beard and everything, but you know, I assumed it was one of his fans, and so.
Was it from Dad and Orn?
He screwed it up. Let's be fair. You had one shot at this, mate. You've screwed it up. All right, your chance to shine on a proper.
If you're going
camera.
to sock puppet and make fake accounts up, at least they'll do it semi-free. I mean, you need to create fake YouTube channels. Keep your posting news. Where's Bard? We haven't seen that Bard.
Yeah. We're going to make so many like.
Who's a beardy gig? He's always on there. Yeah,
we should make like little characters. You know, like get little puppets in there, and then yeah.
But it's just we redo the podcast as a puppet show.
That'd be hilarious. We've got to do it.
What? When you say puppets, like Punch and Judy style, or like sort of Thunderbird style?
No, because I'm thinking. No, I think we should do like sock puppet, and like just like little Sharpie beard.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, sock puppet. Yeah, we can.
We'll do that, and then so the sock puppet can have a sock account. So. Well, it works, right? and then Bard will have loads of fans.
The thing is, if you do sock puppets, you don't have to have Bard here.
There you go. One less person we can avoid paying.
Paying? Since when did that happen?
Wow. You didn't know.
Are you talking about the 60 cents we get every month on average for our YouTube views?
That's it.
Yeah,
don't have to split it. I was hoping eventually we could save up for a celebratory pint and then split it between us.
Yeah. Well, by the time the network takes some money off, that 10p a month is going well, isn't it? Well, to be fair, this is episode 39, so if we've got 10p a month on average, it's £3.90, which is enough for a pint.
What pub are you talking about, mate?
So I go.
You know, do you?
I know. I go and say, discount please, and they look at me and go, yeah.
He's got the farmer discount.
Yeah, he's on with well, there's some soda emojis up there, man.
And everyone's like, what the fuck is he saying? Yeah. So don't worry, you understand farmer and foreigner.
Yes.
Bless him.
Farmer and foreigner? You playing all farmers are foreigners?
No, I'm just saying that anyone outside of Lowestoft to me is technically a foreigner.
You're going very well. That's very medieval of you.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you're a foreigner. Where do you hail from? Yarmouth? Where the hell is that?
Yeah, that's
Yarmouth. We don't like your kind.
Never heard of that here.
No, we've heard rumours about you Yarmouth people.
That's how it works.
Shall we start?
Yes.
Okay.
So what we got?
Games we've been playing. Now, bear in mind we did write these notes about 2 months ago.
That was
in fact, I've got the date on here. Broadcast date Saturday the 8th of August, and today's currently the something of September, 20th of September. So we're only about 7 weeks out, and that was just delayed broadcast.
It's close. If I was editing it, it would have only just been released anyway. So.
That's very true. So I've been playing 2 months ago. So I played literally the day I put in the notes. I stopped playing it.
That went well.
Ark Survival Evolved.
Minecraft with dinosaurs.
Yes, and pooing. Lots of pooing.
I did notice that.
And have you noticed the size of the poo in comparison to the creatures producing it?
No, I've never actually found the...
Have you not? No. You know, occasionally you walk around this noise and you've had a poo.
Well, yeah, but I didn't.
And then you turn around and you look and say, bloody hell, how come I didn't rip my arse in half when I did pass that one?
Wait till it actually drops out. I just thought you ended up walking around with shit stains.
It drops down underneath you. But no, honestly, you turn around, it's on the floor behind you. But you
I'm going to have to reinstall that game now just to see this.
You can't control it either. I was in my little hut and also it's like, oh, come on.
It doesn't even tell you, by the way, you might need a dog.
I mean, why can't it be sort of sim silent and you can have like little like hygiene?
Well, they've got everything else, haven't they?
Yeah, you're going to have a poo in a minute, get outside.
Get outside?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to clear my house up now, my own poo. This is not how it should be.
I just think you can craft all your fancy clothes and
that. The amusing thing is, all the animals use the same size, from what I've seen anyway, all use the same model for the poo. So the dodos produce poo as well, but it's literally as big as the dodo.
That's extreme. They have got no wonder they're extinct.
Well, yeah, they're made of poo.
Their
whole body is made of poo.
They are entirely made of.
I walked past it. I love doing that noise. Turn around. There's a dodo there. This massive pile of poo behind it. I think myself around. This game is virtually. I won't point. Ark is not poo the game, but it's getting very close to being poo the game. So you're a person. A ridiculously muscular-looking person.
No matter what you do with it.
Yeah. I mean, I literally went on there and I looked at it and thought, no human being should be naturally that muscular.
Even when you put on 400 pounds, you are still pretty.
Did you see the video? I put everything up to maximum?
Yes.
And I
where you ended up making himself like clip through everything else.
The freak I produced afterwards. I was like, yeah, and I mean, if you reduce it down, you can still create a semi-looking normal person if you reduce it down, but still fit, but normal looking.
So you're talking like toned, not ripped.
This guy's beyond ripped. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger's got nothing on the defined character.
For sure.
I reckon it's mostly he's sort of made of air. I wonder if you work up to him and you blow with a little pin and goes pop and they go shh.
It's like disappear.
They deflate.
Yeah. Are we talking like steroids from birth? Buff.
I think cattle steroids from birth.
Damn.
It's just yeah. So
more muscle than a horse.
Oh yes, horse got nothing on you.
Damn.
Ridiculously muscular. He's half ridiculously muscular. I mean, he's going to have some problems in later life anyway with that much muscle. But
that's why you're constantly crapping yourself, I guess.
Presumably, yes, all the protein bars. But then there's no protein bars in the world. What are you going to do? So you start on an island. Yeah, you start on a beach in your underpants, as you do.
No idea why. You have that thing in your arm.
Yeah, it's implied that you're some sort of experiment. Because if you look at the thing, it says your subject so and so and so and so species Homo sapiens. It implies on sort of alien experiment.
Interesting.
At least that's what I've took from the menu screen, and I've extrapolated the whole story of the game from that menu screen.
Yeah, there are dinosaurs. You're a human. You've been thrown there. Try to live and not poo yourself to death.
Yeah, pretty much. So you walk around. See, poo should be related to how much food you've eaten. I don't know
maybe it's because you can scavenge for berries and stuff. Maybe you've had a few too many bad berries.
I did get food poisoning in that game because I ate some raw meat.
Or you've seen a dinosaur, you didn't expect to see a dinosaur, and you just that.
It is. I wouldn't switch for any game I don't like.
It's just bizarre. Seriously, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be defecation simulator.
It is virtually defecation simulator. So you're on this island, and of course you've then got to go out and as all these survival games, you say, okay, I've got to do something to survive. So you start off with they don't call them like blueprints, they call them engrams. And you start
that's like your
crafting stuff. Yeah. Why don't call them plans? I don't know, but engrams. The engram means it's a nothing word anyway. It does mean something, but it doesn't mean what they think it means. So
they just want it to look cool, but they just pick it out. Yeah.
So you unlock an engram, and then you go off and you decide to craft something as you do. And first of all, I had to craft a pickaxe. Was it pickaxe or was it an axe first? I can't remember which is one. There's a pick or an axe, one of the two. I got it wrong in my little video review. I said, oh, you need to unlock this. And actually, you don't. It's already unlocked. So I got the wrong one up in the
get someone shouting at you.
But they did. I ignored it. They did. The choice was, I thought, oh shit, I've made a mistake. I either go back and read and do a bit of ADR and change that, or just leave it. And in traditional Ram nerd style, just left it. It's fine. It's a Ram rant, so it's just fine. Just leave it. So first of all, I thought, okay, I need to get some wood for this. The only way to get wood, and then you didn't know this, you have to punch trees. I love this. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious because you can do the same thing with like rocks as well. It doesn't work with rocks. Doesn't no. I swear I can remember you could punch. You pick up stones. You pick up stones, and you have to punch the trees for thatch. You punch so you get thatch and wood. Yeah. But what I tell you what is quite neat is that depending on what tool you then use in the tree afterwards, you actually get different things. So if you use an axe on a tree, you get more wood.
And if you use a pickaxe, you get more thatch.
Which I thought was quite a neat idea.
Yeah, that was neat.
So you punch a tree.
Yep.
I mean,
you get more buff.
You get more buff, and you
unlock more end.
Oh yeah, I leveled up just by walking around. I literally just walking, think, "Well, this is quite nice," and all of a sudden, level up. Okay,
you survived.
I survived for 2 minutes, so I've leveled up. Okay,
just like in life, really.
Exactly. So I got my tree, unlocked my tree, built my axe, went round, started picking some stones, and as it goes on, you basically build better tools, and with better tools, you can then collect things quicker. You can murder dinosaurs. You can build houses. And when I finished playing, I had a thatch house.
Yeah, I did. I got that to that point as well.
Yeah. I've eventually got on to making some clothes.
I did that too.
Yeah, so I've got fed up looking at my ridiculously muscular person, just felt wrong, so I made some clothes, and I made him a little silly beanie hat. Well, I think it was a little sort because I've got a free hat with it or something, a little hat skin you could put on it.
Oh, fair dude. I thought there was like loads of stuff for the dinosaur and that as well.
There is, yeah, we've got those as well.
Because you can capture and ride dinosaurs.
Yes, you can. You can tame them, and there's I didn't get that far. There's I've got a pair of glasses for my dinosaur.
I've seen them. They are pretty extreme. They're like the round
sort of spectacle type glasses,
like Lennon style.
Yeah. Did Lennon have glasses? I know Outtakes had glasses, but I don't think.
Let's just pretend Lennon had glasses.
When Lennon got to his old age,
we'll say Ozzy.
Ozzy Osbourne, yes.
There you go. We'll go Ozzy.
Yeah.
Ozzy did it.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're going to be talking Ozzy. These dinosaurs become Ozzy Osbourne. They look like Ozzy Osbourne when they.
Similar dietary habits. And similar excrement habits as well.
Or just randomly walking around crapping themselves. I'm so sorry, Ozzy.
Well, yeah, but I think you'd agree with that, wouldn't he?
Don't know. Ozzy. That's what Nick said true.
Well, yeah, I do just
just a little trick.
Crap every now and Sharon.
Little known fact: if you want to do a cracking Ozzy Osbourne impression,
get stoned.
No, mate. Even better.
Get drunk.
No alcohol required. Seriously, this works a treat. You know when you start feeling really full and you kind of groan.
Yeah.
Right. Eat a bucket of KFC chicken. Bargain or family bucket, depending on how you feel.
Depending on your preference.
Yeah, and then drink, because they usually give you a bottle of Pepsi, don't they? The kind of mid-sized bottle of Pepsi. Yeah. And drink that as well. I can guarantee you by the time you're finished and you sit down in an armchair, you will be speaking like Ozzy Osbourne.
What if you're a vegetarian who wants to sound like Ozzy Osbourne?
You're fucked, basically.
Oh, so vegetarians, you can't sound like Ozzy Osbourne.
But all of your mates that do eat meat, nailed it. We'll figure something out for you. I don't know.
Some sort of voice synthesizer or something.
We'll figure something out.
We'll find
maybe
something for you. Maybe something for you. But yes, I built my house. I didn't go to tame dinosaurs. I sort of stopped playing there. But it's got a few things like you know, if you die, you respawn with nothing, which I quite like.
You kept your stats, your unlocks.
Yeah, everything you like you keep, but you die, you lose everything.
Yeah.
As you get later on, you can build chests and put stuff in the chests.
Yeah.
And a little trick I learnt was craft a campfire, and because you don't have to light it, I stored all my wood and thatch in the campfire.
Yeah, you can store things because you have to. When you craft certain items to actually like use a fire, you have to put fuel into it, and then it would burn.
And different things burn at different rates. So thatch burns very quickly, which makes sense.
Whereas
wood burns a bit slower.
Yeah.
But wood is just a bit of balance because wood is used for a lot of crafting tools, recipes. So.
But then that said, when you're walking around, you can get wood like materials. It just you can pull them out of thin air.
What I tend to find a lot of these survival games, and Michael's saying, is it doesn't take very long for you to get to a point where basically it's no longer a survival game. When once you've got a few basic tools, you're actually pretty well living.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't feel too much. Nothing really made me feel all that kind of fearful of the environment. It annoyed the hell out of me, but I didn't feel like I was in danger. Even if I was kind of out at night, pitch black, freezing to death, I didn't really feel too bothered.
No. The only thing I'm telling you is not go out at night is because it's pitch black, you can't really see what you're doing.
You can't see a damn thing.
So I was just this is actually, I would like to have in the single player mode a sleep button.
Yes. Because so single player in Ark fires up the multiplayer server, doesn't it? And it creates a server for you to play on
it's
in
a private
single player,
server,
but gives you admin rights.
Yeah, it's a private server just for you, but it's a bit like in the old days when you used to do like a LAN game. If you want to learn a level, you do a LAN game.
Yeah, and then go on and then learn the level. Yeah. So it basically does that. So someone will say, well, you could just use a terminal command or whatever a console command to speed up time. But
that's not really in the spirit, is it?
In fairness, if you just said, look, hey, I've made a bed now, I want to go to sleep.
Exactly.
I'm the only person on the server.
Slightly.
Yeah. You're the only person on the server. Everyone else gets into a bed. Time moves forward.
That's how Minecraft does, and that works brilliantly.
Yes.
You know, when we played our Minecraft server in the past, you could tell I used to go to bed at night, and you could tell also we did the same thing because you also on the server would jump to the next day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious if maybe they've added that in over the last 2 months.
Possibly.
I have to
admit, been a few
updates. The game, it ran like crap.
Yeah, it's terrible frame rate.
It didn't play very well. Oh, the status elements. Oh, you're too hot, and it appears on the screen, and your character starts groaning. You go anywhere near water, your character is too cold. Your character starts groaning.
It's too binary.
And I'm just like, just please, just stop it. The status effects really got on my nerves by the end of it.
Yeah, it's too binary. There's no gradual. You're getting hotter. You're hotter and hotter. You're hot. There's actually two levels. Actually, it's hot and really hot, and cold and really cold. But it's just too binary. You hit them too easily and too soon.
Yes, you could literally just be standing there, and it would then instantly, out of nowhere, basically wail at you that you're freezing to death, or
exactly.
Even if there is no real sign elsewhere that it's too hot, too cold, whatever. So
I'll agree with you. I didn't like the status effects. I thought they were about, as you say, you'd be out and you're too hot. You want water, and all of a sudden you're too cold again.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
what
do I do? Zigzag down the beach?
Apparently so.
I think the idea is you're meant to go sit in shade. But again, it's fine. Put a weight command in. You know, just little things like that. And I mean, it's got some nice details, like when it rains, after all you start getting cold because it's raining, which is a nice little detail. Yeah.
Graphically, it looked gorgeous.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Stuff that was in that game looked amazing.
Basically, think of Far Cry.
Yes.
The original Far Cry.
Yeah, the kind of... You imagine it to be what they pushed Far Cry back then to be. It was an absolutely beautiful game, but just shamefully, unlike Far Cry, kind of falls short. I did like the fact that things rot.
Yes.
You know, consumables will eventually rot and spoil.
Yes.
That was kind of neat.
But interestingly, you only lose one at a time.
Oh.
So if you have 8 bits of meat and it says they're going to rot in 3 minutes.
So you only lose...
Yeah, basically, you get 3 minutes goes up. You lose 1 piece of meat. The rest are now fine for now 3 minutes. That's what I did notice that because I thought I was going to lose all my meat, and actually, no, you don't.
I'm a little bit sad by that.
It is a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit weird, and so I think it'd be not. Yeah, it's a little bit sad. I mean, I reckon it could be quite fun if there was a group of you. That's the only thing we didn't get a chance to do is play with a group of people.
We did go on a server. Well, me and Bad went on a server. I think one of my other friends went on to go on. So we were trying to get a group of people together, and I know that that's going to be a game that would be way more fun as a group. But even the servers trying to get those things updated and running were that was an absolute nightmare. An absolute nightmare. The groundwork is there, the foundation is there. It's got the potential to be a really cool, really fun game. Just not yet.
I think the issue is, in my opinion, it gets too easy too soon.
Yes.
I mean, I was enjoying it right to the point, basically, I've got enough materials, I can build as many axes as I need, build many spears as I need. I've got a house, I've got a fire, I can,
basically avoid the bigger dinosaurs until you can get...
Food's no longer an issue for me. I can go out there, kill stuff, I've got enough to kill stuff and grow enough food to last me ages. I'm done. Yeah,
pretty much. I had the same thing. Yeah, I actually purposely went out to pick fights with things that I knew would likely kill me.
Yeah,
just because. Yeah, I was kind of bored.
Exactly. I mean, my sort of go-to for all survival horror games, and I still admit it's one of the best ones, is Stalker, on a hard difficulty setting.
Yeah.
Because that never lets up. No matter even when you get really decent gear, you can still be took out very easily.
Yeah.
Never really lets up, and that's what I like. That's when you feel constant pressure. A survival game is all about taking risks, and you've got to feel constantly that you're going to be taking the risks.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about Stalker, is that you felt constantly, this is a risk if I go for this. Or I've got this complete mission, this is a bloody big risk, I might get killed doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what Ark missed for me. Once you get past the early stage, it misses it.
I think even in the early stages, it didn't really seem too much of a challenge. I mean, it was just literally trying to figure out how to gather materials, what to gather, and how to make stuff. That was the only thing that I found was a bit kind of... Because nothing was really laid out right.
It took me a long time to really work out how you get hold of fibre.
Okay. Oh, grabbing it from plants.
Yeah, well, because I suppose it's been trained by too many games that I'm so used to plants just being static. I didn't even think to try plants. It was until by sheer luck I happened to be near one. I used it.
It said like pick. And
I was like, oh no, it doesn't say it. I just wanted to be pressing the use key. I was picking some rocks up actually. So I went up near a plant and actually picked the plot fibre from the plant. I thought, oh, now I know.
So there you
go. Now I get how I get fibre. But it just all that little thing like that sort of made it a little bit.
It kind of disconnected.
Yeah.
I mean, look, let's be completely fair, and I have to be fair to it because I said to Bad picked that up because he thought it looked cool and we were all going to play it, and I very quickly kind of crapped on it. I do that quite often. Where it is now, I don't think it's worth the cash. But it's been just been 2 months, and in development time, that's quite a bit. The potential is there. Yes. I have to make it clear that I am literally shitting on. I am crapping on an early access game. Okay, what was it? Was it even in beta at the time?
It was early access when I bought it.
Well, I don't even know what version it was, but I know it was pretty raw. Yeah. It's a very raw experience.
Oh yeah.
If you keep on playing it in that state, to the point that you get to kind of like level cap or whatever that may be. Yeah. I mean, I've seen people walking around in like not quite heavy armor, but they're looking really futuristic. They've got guns. They're riding dinosaurs. I'm sure that's kind of neat, but I think at that point there is no challenge to it. Therefore, there is no real.
Exactly.
You can't really build anything. Really, like you can't design it. It's preset kind of mats and stuff.
I would actually argue that Minecraft's survival mode is better.
Yes, I actually thought that too.
Yeah.
If you want to play that kind of game,
Minecraft.
At this point, go for Minecraft. There's more in it.
What they need to work on before they add stuff, they need to work on performance because performance is shit.
Yep. And you had your rig was way better than mine at this point.
Yeah, it's got a 960. I've put a brand new 960 Ti graphics card, which is not a graphics card by any means. I mean, it's not a top end super spec one, but actually be able to run the game at 30 FPS.
Yeah, I mean, I was sat on. I'm using a 850M, so a laptop graphics card. Not great. But I was lucky to pull in maybe 15 FPS, and even if I turned everything down to low, if I had to be honest, I didn't really notice that much of a difference in the reported frame rate to kind of between the different settings. So it just seemed kind of stupid to me, but it played really badly.
Yeah, I mean, well, when I had Bandicam. Bandicam's non-intensive program for screen capture. I mean, they all take a little bit off the processor, but it's not intensive by any means. That's why I used it because it's so low intensive compared to say Fraps. Yeah. Without Bandicam, I was averaging about 24, 26 FPS. With it, I was able to get 15.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I would have been playing.
That was basically becomes and at points becomes virtually unplayable. So I mean, I was doing a lovely let's play. Well, I say lovely.
You were attempting to.
I was attempting to, but I sort of had to literally. My audio was out, even using available program like Vegas. My audio was out by a good 30 seconds by the end of it.
It was a very jumpy experience.
I'm not going to be able to fix this. I'm not going to fix this at all.
She didn't bother.
So I didn't bother. No.
And then you made a first impression. If you want to get Ram's first impressions raw as they came after kind of like sitting and dwelling on it, check out the video.
I'll link to it in the show notes.
Sure.
Right.
The potential is there. It just kind of fell apart.
So, Skazz, what have you been up to?
Timer's broken. Typical.
You've been playing a timer?
Yes. So I did play Ark. We don't need to go into that anymore. No. It was kind of, to be fair, it was the defecation simulator I really never thought I was going to play. I've been playing Destiny. Now I have mentioned Destiny before on the podcast previous months.
But that's effectively a long time ago now.
Yeah. Played it, got right to the end. Destiny has just finished its first year in existence.
Oh, right.
And they had kind of
It's really been out a year.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? To me, it's basically still Halo 2.0. At the end of, or coming up towards the end of year one, they had moments of triumph. And so they had like a thing on Bungie's website where it would have like 8 or 9 tasks or whatever, maybe 12 tasks, I can't remember, that you could do, and eventually you would earn like a special emblem to say, hey, you are one of the hardcore players of the game, defeat this boss on hard mode, do that, collect this.
So a bit like achievement.
Yeah, basically.
Did you get anything, apart from, did you get anything else like a special weapon or anything?
No, just an emblem. And I see lots of people...
bragging rights.
Yeah. everyone will fucking forget about that in no time flat. But anyways, Destiny came to the end of year 1. Me and my friends did try and scramble to get those emblems to kind of see if we could actually experience the hardcore mode of the game. We failed hardcore, in fairness, because we found... So Destiny is a first-person shooter MMO. For most of the game, there was a matchmaking system in place where if, say, you're in a fire team, you're playing solo or there's 2 of you, it will fill in the gaps to give you a fire team of 3. You didn't even have the mic turned on.
It's alright, we'll splice it again. So, audio listeners don't know what just happened there. Basically, we're filming this at the same time and I actually switched the microphone on the camera. We'll splice it together, they'll never know.
Oh dear. That's just bad.
How
could you do that? You fucking proper balked that one, mate. In fairness. I'll let that go.
I switched this on, let me just check
this. Make sure this is turned on.
Hello listeners. Yeah, it's working.
Is the camera turned on? Are you sure?
It's functioning.
The lights are on.
The lights, I think visually we can confirm are on. Anyway, emblems and Destiny.
Yeah.
No, I won't edit this out.
Matchmaking kind of disappeared partway through the game. As you got to the kind of harder stuff in the game and doing the raids, the big kind of team stuff, there was no matchmaking. So if you didn't have pre-made groups or weren't already part of a big clan, you had no chance. So there was basically me and Divine, who normally watches the podcast, and no fucker else. And we did try and join a clan who, in the end, we just couldn't get into a group quick enough to kind of get the kind of patterns and things down. We failed the year 1 stuff. It was really fun trying. For a first-person MMO, it's done really well, but Destiny the Taken King, the 3rd expansion pack for Destiny, has just come out. It's a complete revamp of the game. They've made it a fair bit more like a traditional MMORPG with proper quest givers and kind of more... a lot of people complain about the map in Destiny, the first Destiny, because you couldn't really figure out where you were supposed to go. I figured out where I was supposed to go. Other people apparently couldn't follow instructions. They now literally go, this is where you need to go, and they put it on the map in a big purple icon and stuff. It continues the story on. The Taken King, Oryx, is now coming to kick the living hell out of all the Guardians because you killed his son Crota in, I believe, the 1st expansion pack, which was the Dark Blue.
You're looking at me as if I know what you're talking about. So.
Yeah, don't worry, I have no idea either, because the story is completely out there and makes pretty much no sense unless you play the Taken King. Then they start kind of filling in gaps. I don't really have anything to add on to it.
Is it good?
Oh fuck mate, it's loads of fun. So much so that my wife has actually gotten into it. I had to buy a second PS4, bring the telly in from the garage. My wife is literally sat in the room behind us, playing, or probably
well,
playing.
she's not at the moment, she's watching Q Island.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But earlier on today, she was
fair,
playing.
they could probably hear what she's watching at the moment.
Oh, fair enough.
We're breaking many copyright rules at this very moment.
Oh, what a shame. Sorry, Stephen Fry and whoever.
Alan Davis.
Who does QI?
Stephen Fry?
No, the production.
Oh, who produces it?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, whoever does that, we apologise. Good show though.
Don't sue us.
Yeah. It's a fun game. It is a really fun game. It's even better if you can get your mates in. You can play most of it solo, with the exception of the raids.
Okay.
Some of the strikes.
So it's like a hybrid sort of first-person shooter / MMO.
It is. So when you actually shoot enemies, you will get kind of like damage marks come up on the screen. They will have a health bar, so like you've performed a headshot, 1,000 points of damage. It's really neat. It is a really nice little game. You don't need to go kind of hardcore multiplayer if you don't want to. Other players do spawn in on your map though, but they can't really do anything to you. So it doesn't really.
So can you play it totally single player?
You could do. I guess you could just. I think you might be able to turn off other player engagement, but then I'm not entirely sure.
So if you're the sort of person who doesn't like other people ruining his game,
well, I don't see how other people would be able to ruin your game because no one uses
by
mics.
being there.
Well, then you're kind of fucked, I guess. You really, it is an MMO. You have to connect to the server. You'll have to see other players. I don't know if you can turn that off. I know you can stop other people from joining your team, if you don't want them to. In fairness, you barely notice them. You could run around for ages and maybe see 2 players, or you can see a couple of people getting wrecked, getting killed, and you could choose to go over and revive them or teabag them. You know, you don't need to play with other people other than the missions that require matchmaking, like strikes and other little bits like that. Crucible, which is multiplayer.
Exactly.
Otherwise, really fun game. They did change the voice of one of the main characters in the game. Peter Dinklage was replaced with...
It's going to be Nolan North, probably.
Yes, Nolan North, actually.
Nolan North. Is there any game he does not play a character in?
And I don't like the new voice at all. Because
don't offend Nolan North fans. There's a lot of them about.
Don't care. Right. Peter Dinklage plays a character called the Ghost, which, have you seen Halo? Do you know the character?
I am aware of Halo.
343 Guilty Spark, the little psychotic C-3PO sounding robot thing that basically leads you to your death all the time. He basically plays Destiny version of that. Bungie made Halo and Destiny. Destiny is basically what Halo could have been if it was an MMO, I suppose. Even some of the sound effects they're saying. But he plays a fucking robot. And people complained that he sounded too robotic. Now, in fairness, he wasn't cut out of the project because of, you know, people didn't like it, because a lot of people got really attached to the character. He was doing, I guess, Game of Thrones or something at the time, and schedules kind of didn't line up. So, rather than doing something to his character in the story, they said, fuck it, we're going to cut his voice out completely and replace him with Nolan North, who doesn't fit at all. I prefer the original voice.
Nolan North is a good voice actor, to be fair, but he's in everything. He
sounds too much like C-3PO as in this role, which makes him sound too much like 343 Guilty Spark from Halo. So that's kind of made it sound way too similar for me. That's one of the things I liked about the Ghost, although he was a little fly robot thing like Spark. He didn't sound like Spark. He sounded like everything was kind of serious and gruff, and you were going to get killed, and that was kind of funny. Nolan North sounds like C-3PO, kind of hyped up. The Taken King doesn't take anything serious anyway, but anyone playing original Destiny, Dark Below, House of Wolves, or whatever the other expansion pack is, they pulled all the Dinklage's voices out, put Nolan North in. It doesn't fucking sound right. It just doesn't sound right to me. For them, I'm sure it will. That said, when you play the Taken King, because I've never heard the dialogue from Dinklage, it sounds fine. The character actually, it's fine, it's good, it's okay. It just kind of wound me up a bit.
So have they retroactively changed all his voice acting as well? So the previous,
every single line Peter Dinklage said, gone. It's completely
gone. That's a bit of a shame.
Yeah. So even if you have the disc of the original Destiny, now that's going to have Dinklage's voice acting on it, but when you put it in the system, it's going to download a patch and it will play all dialogue as Nolan North. Which is a bit of a shame, because Bungie aren't really known for, one, making a game that isn't full of bugs, and two, full of holes. The idea that they're like, yeah, well, we have to make the character match up for the new expansion because reasons, it just didn't.
I like the attention to detail, but at the same time, it's like, if you prefer the previous characters, a bit of a kick in the teeth.
Yeah, pretty much. But still, fun game. Taken King's really cool. They said they've done loads and loads and loads to the game to justify the price, because they made it a physical release and charged about 74 quid for it.
Yeah.
No, Bungie. You didn't do that much. I mean, they reworked a lot of mechanics. Like I said, the quest system's different. Map looks different. It's easier to find things. The expansion is quite big, but probably not 75 quid.
That's big. A lot of money for an expansion.
Well, you can buy just the raw game, the raw expansion for about 40, but still,
to me, 40 quid's a new game to me.
If you go to game right now, you could probably buy Destiny, the first Destiny, for about 15 quid.
Yeah. 40 quid is a new game price to me, not expansion price to me is about £15-20.
I think they said £54 will buy you the Taken King, the previous two expansions, and Destiny. The 70 odd quid one is the Taken King Collector's Edition, all this magic
all
fluff.
Bells and whistles.
But at one point, I'm pretty sure that was all they offered.
Oh.
And people were like, but bunch of people like, yeah, well, you know, it's really good. It's fun, but it's not 74 quid fun.
No.
So, yeah. That's what I've been playing. I've sunk way too much time into it. I will continue to sink way too much time into it. It's surprisingly fun for a game that I never thought I'd get. Well, I never thought I'd get into.
No, it doesn't sound like. I mean, from what I know of it, it wouldn't strike me as your sort of game.
I ripped the living hell out of it the first few times I played it. The first few times I did missions, the first kind of few bits of story.
Keep going back to it.
Yeah, I did.
And again.
I did.
And again.
And then it turns out that some of my friends had played it.
And a lot of hours later.
Yeah, actually, I probably have actually put about 3 or 4 days into it at this point, like actual days, which is kind of scary for me because I don't play that much normally. Like, oh, the kids are at school, I better play some Destiny. Oh, the kids are going to sleep, I better play some Destiny. I'm eating my tea, I better play some Destiny. But,
one-handed Destiny.
Yeah, like just sitting there with my face kind of pressing on the control pad. And
can I have soup because I can suck it through a straw?
That's pretty much it. That kind of has gotten to that point. And it was kind of neat because I found out that a lot of my friends had Destiny on the PlayStation 4 because that's the platform I play it on. But they all got kind of to the point where they were playing it solo. The game didn't fit as a solo because they were getting to like the raids, the end game content where you needed a team, and they couldn't get one. So then they all came back in when they found out that I was playing and we wouldn't play together. There is no cross-platform play. It's fucking stupid. So if you run it on the PlayStation 3, you can only play with PlayStation 3 players, Xbox 360, whatever. You can only play it with that lot.
Is it on PC at all?
No, and they have made some bollocks excuse that I can't remember as to why there will not be a PC version.
Well, that surprised me.
But
it'll be a Windows 10 exclusive.
Don't get me started on Windows 10 either. But
I'm still waiting for my invite.
Oh, don't use it. Honestly, don't use it. It's awful. God. After hearing bad Ram, like he was going on about it for so long, basically, it was just not fun. But yeah, shame that it's not on PC. In fact, a chap I know who goes by the name of Hog on YouTube picked up a PS4 just to play Destiny with us lot because I kind of twisted his arm by talking about it constantly for about 2 weeks.
There you go.
That's what I do. After this, I will probably play some Destiny. Who knows?
No.
But that's it, yeah, Destiny, the Taken King, the expansion's pretty cool. Destiny is a game, if you like first-person shooters, it's pretty good. If you like Halo, it's pretty good. If you like Call of Duty, don't play games ever again, please. Yeah, fun game, MMO, first-person shooter. Yeah, kind of like
watching it, what makes me think of when I watch it is PlanetSide 2.
Yeah, kind of, actually.
Just the style, the combat just makes you think.
It kind of is, actually. That would be another way. I didn't actually think of that until you've just mentioned it. But yeah, it's kind of like that. Because the map is constantly running, people are constantly dropping in.
Yeah.
Annoyingly spawn point. Once you learn the maps and where enemies spawn in from, you've got it nailed. You can practically walk the maps blindfolded. But still pretty fun. Kind of.
Perfect.
Good thing we made this 25 minutes rather than half an hour. And the camera just turns off. You hear the shutter go as it turns off. Hopefully, that doesn't overheat.
It's not got any warning lights on it yet.
Does it click? Yeah, the shutter will go. When
it gives you 2-stage warning, it'll give you one warning, which is not a noise, but it shows on the flashing screen saying getting hot. Then it will shut down completely.
Okay, cool.
But it doesn't feel hot. It doesn't feel hot. So
in fairness, if it's anything like my camera, you even turn it on for 3 seconds. Like, oh no, I better turn off. I can't record that. It's like, what?
Can't you water cool your camera?
I would love to, mate. Just stick it in a freezer unit and then point it back at whatever it is I'm trying to film. That would have done the job just fine.
Why have you got condensation in my lens? Oh.
Well, just so you know.
Shouldn't have done that. Whoops.
Oh well.
Well, I've actually done a little film with you. This was meant to be a round rants, but I never got around to recording it. I had it all set up. I've got my studio, my bedroom, set up.
Your studio being the thing that you bought here?
Yeah, this is my studio. I'm
sure it's your studio in my house.
This is what the BBC use, I'm sure. I'm sure they use two £36 lighting stands they bought off Amazon off a dodgy dealer.
Did you get Prime shipping on that? That's a stupid question.
No. Wasn't a Prime item. Because hardly anything on Amazon is Prime these days.
No.
Because let's face it, Amazon isn't really Amazon anymore. It's a marketplace. Is it basically eBay? But you pay
eBay with everyone else's crap on it. Yeah. Shame.
Yeah. Amazon used to be I used to like Amazon, but I can't complain because all my camera gears come from Amazon.
And I think you got a good deal on a lot of this stuff. To be fair.
Yes,
it's working, which is more than can be said about half of my stuff.
Unfortunately, the only I'm not going to. I can't touch the wood, so I do that. I'll bang the table. I'm touching Luke. He's touching the table.
It works.
Now, if there's a bang in the audio, I'll blame you.
Oh, for God's sake! Hang on, door.
Ah, that's alright. Yeah, that's a good point. Stretch.
There we go. Sorted. Touch wood. Nothing exploded.
Yep. Well, I've been watching a TV series called Fringe. It's about a hairdressing salon. No, it's not.
Alright, yeah. I would have liked to have seen you go on with that a bit more just to see how long you could have had that going.
No, it's a J J Abrams series, but wait. Don't get too panicky. Because actually, J J Abrams, to be fair to him, although he goes a bit crazy later on, usually he does do some good stuff at first.
At the start, it's
alright. So,
Alias, we start talking solar flares and stuff.
Yeah, Alias was good at the start. Lost was okay at the start, then went very weird. Fringe, actually, to be fair, maintained itself pretty darn well the whole way through.
Lost was like Ark to start with.
It was.
Kind of. Maybe.
It was. I don't remember so much pooing in Lost, though.
Yeah. What did they do? How did they crap?
I don't know. What are they going to fertilise their wheat fields with?
Now you know.
Now I just want to know. Now I want Lost remade, but the first episode spent with all the characters punching trees.
That would be amazing. Just watch. That'll be Ark, like whatever it is, and then it will just be a TV show. It'll be just like Lost at the start. And people will just go around.
Ark's got the good music for it. That's got brilliant music, Ark. Anyway, Fringe. Think of it as a modern day X-Files. So it's set.
I thought X-Files was
X-Files in the 90s.
Yeah, but that's not. Well, it is. We're old.
Well, I was a child in X-Files now. I mean, X-Files finished before I was officially legally allowed to drive. So to my mind, that's a very old series.
All right.
Fringe is it started. It's actually, I mean, when I say recent, it only ended in 2013, I think.
That was ages ago. I can say that X-Files wasn't ages ago. But 2013 was what?
So it's basically about this division of the FBI called the Fringe Division, and they investigate weird goings on.
Not this podcast, then.
Pretty much. I mean, fortunately, we're not nearby, otherwise we would have had them here. Cast of three. You've got a cast of their three main characters. You've got.
What stereotypes have we got?
No, they're actually not too bad. Well, they are a bit. You've got Agent Durham, who's a female agent. She sort of comes on a bit like the. I want to say the Scully, but she's not really Scully. She's more sort of between Mulder and Scully, but that's not fair. I won't compare both characters. But she's an FBI agent. She investigates this weird plane going down where everybody's faces melted off. And it's very graphic. This you actually see all people's faces melting off in the plane.
Just so you know,
it's not child friendly, unless you hate your children.
In which case, you probably shouldn't really have children.
Yeah, is that? Why did you have them? Why? Why did you? What were you thinking?
Life advice. In a review.
This is Ram and Skazz. You want children? Why? What were you thinking? Of course they're going to misbehave, and they poo over it. It's like being an ark.
Raising a child. Real life.
Perhaps that's what ark is meant. It's a metaphor for life. That's actually a misnomer. You're not a big muscle guy. You're actually a baby. Because babies like to punch things.
I've never known a baby to punch a tree. I have two children, and my children have never punched a tree.
I haven't got children, so I'm making that up.
I have never known a baby to punch a tree. Maybe make a thatch house, but never punch a tree.
Okay. So Agent Durham, you've then got. Do you know it's bad? I've forgotten all the name.
That's how good the show was. How many seasons was this?
Peter Bishop, 5 seasons.
Okay.
Peter Bishop, who is a con man basically, but his father, Walter Bishop, is a proper definition of a mad scientist. He's very elite. He talks about going to the loo a lot. We're getting more and more like an ark again, really. He likes eating snacks. He likes eating snacks while he's doing autopsies. But he specialised in fringe science, so it's all weird stuff like sort of telekinesis and UFOs. There's no aliens in this series.
Magic.
Yeah. Basically, he does all sort of. He was like working for the government, and then eventually he goes mad. And they lock him away in a mental institution.
So he's basically was it Murdoch from the A-Team?
Yeah, I'm not quite surviving. It's really nice. He's all quite gentle. This is. There's also a cow called Jean in it. Yes, there's definitely a cow called Jean. She sort of appears.
Is this one of the third agent?
Yeah, she investigates well. No, she It's funny as well, actually. She basically is brought in because they need to something similar to humans do tests on, but she's never used the test. She just sort of sits there eating hay and being groomed. One point they take her up to a field for daily grazing, and they've got an FBI uniform for her.
It is. And this is just they're like, yeah, we need something to test on, but we're gonna really wind up the animal cruelty folks if we actually do any tests on it. So we'll melt people's faces off for the people that want to torment their children, but
no test. No, Jean gets a big sort of cow coat with FBI written on it and a matching hat. Right. She gets took out to graze. It's true, as I just watched it and I just laughed. Oh, that's brilliant. So they basically, it's a modern day X-Files, perhaps a bit more light-hearted than X-Files. X-Files is a very serious series. It had its moments, but overall it's quite a serious series. They're a little bit more light-hearted. They go and investigate this thing called the pattern. And the overall, spoiler alert, the overall sort of storyline is basically there's an alternate universe and something happened involving Walter Bishop, and I won't go into details of what happened because you want to watch it, because it's a good season, you don't want to spoil it too much. And basically the two universes are sort of starting to interact, and if they come together they'll obliterate each other.
Oh, right. Okay.
So the whole plot line is, how do they stop this happening? But there's a secondary plot line. Throughout the whole series there's these outside characters called observers, and they're like bald-headed men, and they're actually in every single episode. But sometimes they literally may only be on screen for half a second.
Oh, what you like saying, they're like cameo kind of appearances.
Yes,
yeah, they're like extras in frame.
Yes, exactly. They're in every single episode, and they appear and they are observing. And there's another plotline involving them, which basically is what their relationship is with both the alternate universe and the timeline, and time travel's involved quite heavily in this as well. What's quite neat is that it completely changes gear in the 5th season. So the first 4 seasons are all very similar. They've got a build at the arc, and like a lot of J J Abrams series where the arc sort of falls down or seems to like you really have no idea where it's going. This feels quite consistent, and it feels it's building up quite logically.
It's up until season 5.
Season 5, the actual overall arc of the alternate universe gets concluded in season 4, but. Season 5 is almost like the sequel, like the Next Generation series, because it's set about 20 years later.
It's one of those.
Now, interestingly, they introduced the concept on season 5 in end of season 4. There's a special one-off episode that's like a dystopian future, how it's happened, and what's caused it, and that's what introduces it. And then season 5 comes along, and the whole season is set in that future. With the same main characters. I won't explain how they get there to be their story, but something happens that allows them all to be there.
Oh, I was going to say, look, did they
time
age,
travel?
Or is it like just...
No, they don't age, but it isn't time travel, it's something else. And the whole season 5 is spent basically as a resistance move against to try and change what happened in the past. And it's probably completely different. They basically try to change how they got there, so that they're not in this dystopian future.
Oh, okay.
And what's really interesting is how it gets there, and how the whole season 5 is completely different to the rest of the season. Alternate Universe one gets a cameo appearance at the end, but basically what's been the main driving storyline for the last 4 seasons is gone, but it's been replaced by something that ties in with it.
Okay.
And it ties in really well. And the last season is only 30 episodes long, which is just right actually for how long it should be.
What's the normal season then?
They're about 22, 24 episodes normally.
Okay, cool.
So normal season, what I call normal TV American series.
What's the episode length?
45 minutes. Obviously,
wow,
that's an hour long. They are really good.
I was going to say, that's pretty, 24 episode season is pretty meaty for...
That's common for American though, isn't it? For a lot of American series.
I thought that was normally like 13.
No, that's more common recently.
Okay, fair.
Particularly with sci-fi series, because they don't have a lot of faith in sci-fi, but a lot of series tend to be a proper season of a long-running programme, like, popular was like 24, or will be 24 episodes.
Never seen it.
This is 24, I wouldn't bother, it's not as good as it makes out. Cool. Season 1 was good, Season 2 was okay, but Season 3, by about 3 episodes in, I wasn't bothered. It just got too convoluted, the plot lines, but... So 24 was I don't know why I went mad about, because I thought it was actually quite poor. Season 1 was really good, I was gripped to Season 1, I thought this is great, I can see why people like it, but by Season 3 I was like, I've lost interest now.
Goodbye.
Yeah, it was actually. I was watching quite religiously on Netflix, and then I just all stopped. But Fringe, brilliant series. So if you like the X-Files, if you've not seen Fringe, I really recommend giving Fringe a go. Very funny in places. it mixes real seriousness. So I mentioned the aforementioned face melting off, but with quite a lot of humour in it
so
as
they
well.
kind of drop the odd joke in to kind
of... It really sort of mix it up. It's quite sort of disconnected. I mean, I said the main comic relief is Walter, because he is slightly doolally. You find out why he's doolally. He's had bits of his brain removed. Spoiler.
As you do.
Which makes him slightly mad. He did spend some years in a psychiatric hospital, which again makes sense really why he's slightly mad. But it's little things like he'll say an agent like, "Oh, go get me this power converter and so forth. Oh, get me some donuts, please, while you're at it." There's another character I didn't mention called Astrid. Who?
Did we already mention the 3?
There's 4, so I missed a character, and there's 5 if you count the cow.
Wait, did you?
Peter Bishop, Walter Bishop, Agent Durham, and Astrid is the 4th character. The cow is the 5th. I did say 3, but I forgot the 4th. Astrid, and the one in joke is he never gets the names right, so he calls it Asterix, Astro.
As you do.
Yeah, it's hinted at semi-deliberate, and you do find out in the end whether it is or not. But again, I won't say for spoiler alert. But really enjoyed the series. Heartily recommend you watch it. Don't think you'll feel wrong, and if you like if you like the idea of modern day X-Files, really worth doing. Some fantastic actors in it. You'll see a lot of Stargate actors in it. Period.
Would you recommend if people watched Fringe, they go back and maybe watch X-Files to see the comparison? Or
yes, I would actually. They are very similar. X-Files are a lot more serious, although there's some comedy episodes later on. These have like every so often they'd have a light-hearted episode sort of, but the overall series is very serious and very dark. So yeah, if you like Fringe, I think X-Files got a bit frustrated towards the end of the series because as time went on, you felt like Chris Carter was making the whole thing up, and I think generally he generally sort of admitted now that he was making up as he go along.
Kind of like a Chinese martial arts film that's written the day they shoot it.
Yeah, something like that. They don't really know. It was implied that he had a full mythos going on of how the series was going to progress, but in reality, it was made up pretty much as he went along. Yeah, which is
I can kind of see that you can get away with that with the kind of show that it was. You could kind
trouble is if you start opening up all these plot lines and then you have to try and tie them together. Yes.
I never expect TV to finish things off properly. I expect things to get cancelled before you even come close to that.
The other thing I always found the whole of X-Files, I found it quite hard to follow its myth arc because it was too complicated, and yeah, basically I had to I saw watch the first time, enjoyed, but I didn't really follow what was going on. It wasn't until like sort of Wikipedia existed. I'd go to Wikipedia and sort of written down exactly what was going on.
And even then, that was a bit of a...
No, it makes sense though once you read it. It does make semi-sense, although it's a very bizarre semi-sense, but it does make sense.
I had to be honest, when it comes to the point of like, to understand the plot, I have to read something else. You've probably done something wrong during production.
Oh yes. So. Oh definitely. You've got too complicated. And the Fringe avoids this, you know. As long as you watch it, it does make sense. What's real? Just one other thing I really like. I've not seen other series do before. At one point, they meet the alternate universe. And there's obviously being on the universe, it's basically all the same characters again, but all slightly different. There are whole episodes set entirely alternate universe, and they're not like myth arc episodes, just like what they call Monster of the Week episodes. So you'll have a Monster of the Week episode set in the alternate universe. Now I don't know any other series that would do that. They would like concentrate on our universe and forget everybody else, and they're just like doppelgangers. But no, they want to say no, this is a legitimate universe just like ours. Let's completely say, okay, we're going to watch an episode which has nothing to do with the overall myth arc, but it's going to be set completely in the alternate universe.
Is there like, what kind of signs do they give you to tell you that you're in the alternate universe other than...
There's little things in the actual service that give you clues. They do make it quite highlighted. The main one's the title sequence has changed.
Okay.
So you have a grey title sequence for the first few seasons anyway. It's a grey title sequence for our universe, and it goes to a red title sequence for the alternate one. So you know you're in a different universe. And little things like they all show transitions, the Statue of Liberty is copper green in their universe, so it'll be like a flash show it changes to copper green, so you know you've changed universes. And obviously the characters, so you'll tell all the characters, although they are the same, all looks like different hairstyles.
Yeah. I was just like curious if they actually kind of set you up.
Strangely, there's no beard of evil, because you know in most alternate universes everybody has a beard. There's none of that.
That would be funny if the chick had it.
Had
a big old beard.
No, she has red hair. But she even plays a character different personality, and that ties into the background of the character.
Fair. Okay.
And it's quite interesting because it all ties to get her personalities tied in for the reason that it goes back to goes back to her childhood. something happened in our universe.
Pretty much is ancient then.
That was happening in our universe, didn't happen in their universe, but the reason it happened in our universe is because of something that Walter did which caused the disconnection of the universe and the full stop. To make so it didn't happen in their universe because of something Walter did in this universe.
Interesting. Okay, I might actually have to check that out.
Yeah, it is a. I mean,
it's going to take a long time.
No, I've just watched the first. If you watch the first 2 or 3 episodes, you'll get a good idea what's going to be
so
like.
I can kind of see if I can gauge it.
Yeah, and then it sort of builds up quite quickly into it. You soon, I mean, within the first sort of season, you've got a really good idea of how.
So give it about 3 hours, and you've got a good taste to see if you're going to. Yeah, nothing changes up too drastically.
Exactly. No.
Cool. No, I'll have to give that. A go.
Good. Well, as you may have just seen, Bard has appeared.
I've
materialised
from the ether.
Yeah.
Power
yeah. We don't know where he came from, how he appeared. Well, actually, we do know he walked here, but that's our mystery.
He came through the front door.
He arrived by the front door. What more did he
It's
say?
the way normal people tend to arrive at places.
Hey, I was raised on the witness state. Window.
Well, if you're really small,
yeah,
cat flap.
I was going to say witness state window, so long as it ain't yours.
Hey, even if it is mine, when you put it through.
But the good news is, you're here just in time for our last section.
Great, I didn't even get to add anything. You're not going to get to hear about all the wonderful things I've done.
You told you anything to add. You should have been here on time.
I have loads of shit I could have added. But
well, that's been in episode 40.
You missed out, look. You've robbed our viewers of
You've got something
quality.
to look forward to in episode 40. They've had to put with us.
You have to skip this episode, guys. There's nothing interesting in this one.
But to be fair, they'll be quite a way through it now for them to hear that.
They were like, hang on a minute, why didn't they tell us this at the start?
Yeah.
What you need to do is cut the bit that he just said into the start.
Do you know, I was thinking the exact same thing. I was just thinking,
then probably like,
where the fuck did he go? Literally, as I said that, I thought, I can do that. Anyway, we've got 28 minutes, 10 minutes to go. Weird news. It's back.
You turned up right.
It ever went away?
Well, after a 2
Well,
months.
we're back.
Alright, yeah, well. Yeah, well.
I don't even know if
we mean it's back then, it's still here, isn't it?
It's just been on holiday.
Well, you'll be sad to hear that the financial crisis has gone bad for everybody. Not just the it never got bad for the bankers.
I was going to say, when did it start getting better?
Well, it's hit really close to home now, particularly if you have children. Santa Claus. For Santa Claus office has got to be declared bankruptcy due to unpaid taxes. Do you know how much they owe?
Go on.
€200,000. There's a lot of pensions due with those elves, you know.
Give it a few months. Elves on boats. We'll be getting them here. We'll be getting them there. We'll be getting them everywhere.
There's only 20 people employed. Not sure how many elves are employed there because obviously they don't count. They have 1 more week to come up with the money. Apparently, the Jamio Karamnimu is confident they can handle this.
The what?
The person who runs it. Jamio Karamnimu.
That's next to you in the first one.
They have 1 more week to count the money, but they are confident they can handle it.
How?
By, I don't know, selling. I wonder how much an elf kidney goes for.
Quite a bit. It's like unicorn on these days.
There you go then.
Nah, Tesco stick it in pies, didn't they?
What elf kidney?
Hey,
Unicorn.
Christmas food pie. Bit of both.
Both, yeah.
Bit of both.
Yeah. We won't have any
Elf kidney sprinkled with unicorn on.
Elf kidney and unicorn pie sounds bloody good to me.
I've been lost.
Sounds magical.
It's paid one of several Santa-themed businesses in Lapland. And they had 300,000 new visitors last year, and they revenue do €2 million, which isn't a lot really for 300,000 visitors.
And then they kind of claimed like how much of that back on tax, and then didn't pay their tax.
Well, most of the visitors are Russian. Don't know if that says anything. Apparently, the Japanese are now taking over. Not the company, just taking over the visit numbers.
Like I said, Japan itself is
So
taking
what? The Yakuza seized Santa's grotto.
Yeah. Do you like bears?
Sounds like a loaded question.
That's not a euphemism.
No.
No, you don't like bears. Okay. We won't do what this gentleman did. A man in a full-body bear costume approached a grizzly and her 2 cubs in front of Shock's Potatoes Bar River in Alaska before state fish and game wardens scared the animals away to avoid them being hurt. The identified man was wearing
interfering with natural causes there. The bear should have eaten him.
It did. It is a realistic outfit, which is a shame because I'm thinking Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's going to look really dodge.
A man came within 10 feet, 3 metres of the animals, during a strange encounter, which is dangerous apparently. Well, yeah. It's not clear what led the man to put on the costume, which included a head, which is fortunate if you're going to try and pretend to be a bear, put a head on. As one chap said, it's really, as you can imagine, it's a really dangerous thing for the guy to do.
Really?
Yes, apparently it's very dangerous.
Well, bears are all huggable and like...
Apparently not.
Really?
Apparently not. Bear that in mind. Bear that in mind when you ever approach one. Some people were saying a safe distance watch the grizzly of the cubs at the rear when the barrier, which is a barrier on the river. Suddenly the man in the bear appeared, startling some of the spectators who feared he was a real predator. He might be registered somewhere, we don't know. No one knew a costume man was walking on all fours and on all fours or 2 feet. Huh? That doesn't make sense. They don't know if he was walking on all fours or 2 feet. They don't know. Well, surely they could ask someone what he was doing. Although that's startled by him. As he approached the cubs,
than the bear.
Probably. As he approached the cubs, initially became concerned that the mother bear could feel her young threatening and might attack, so that he yelled at the animals to move them away. What would have been really funny if the mother then attacked him. For all we know, that might have been their father.
That would be fucking bizarre. He did say that he was approaching from behind at one point, or something.
Yeah. Apparently afterwards he got in his car and left out explaining his actions.
Right.
Dude clearly hasn't had enough Iron Brew or Triangle Tavern tea.
He wanted to fuck a bear, it's obvious, isn't it?
That's like a new game from Hasbro. The Bear Factory is a different line of toys regards to that.
Dude.
I say it sounds like one hell of a dodgy version of Hungry Hippos.
New Hasbro, fuck a bear.
Oh god. Right, in fairness, the podcast up until this point has been relatively clean.
Well, we know why it goes bad downhill now, don't we?
It's your fault.
It's good, man.
You want a house?
Yes.
Probably someone else living there. How do you go about getting it? Offer them money?
We already discussed this. Witten style through the window.
Yep.
Well, you're close. 3 men have been charged breaking into a New York home, changing locks, demanding the rightful owners turn over the deed.
Wow.
In a case the prosecutor said was truly bizarre.
I was going to say brave.
It goes back to late April. This is where it gets a bit shocking. It goes back to late April when a woman returned to her home in City Queens to borrow and discovered the locks had been changed and their 3 men were inside. The trio claimed to be working for the bank and held them all to the property, and demanded she signs papers including a deed transfer, according to County District Attorney Richard Brown. They were in there until the middle of May. Why don't you get the police down there to shove them out? It's truly a bizarre case. Defendants are accused of breaking into a Queens home and looking the trio out. They're forced to negotiate with defendants they wanted to gain access to their own home. The woman told the men that her husband, the owner of the home, was in China at the time, and they exchanged emails with him, but they refused to sign the papers, prosecutors said. They got him with a locksmith, and they found out the home in ransacked, jewellery, cash, and possessions missing. 3 people have been charged, one all in their 30s, and they faced 15 years in prison if convicted. The attorneys could not reach comment.
Well, at least they'll have somewhere to live.
That's true. Brilliant. Now,
I don't know if a locksmith will help them though.
Now, I don't know if you do a half a dozen jobs. Luke's done like 10,000 jobs in his time, so he might have done. Were you ever a bounty hunter?
Could have been.
You could have been.
Could have been.
That's good, not good enough.
Nah, I can't think.
Okay.
Just in case.
If you're a bounty hunter, what sort of important things do you need to make sure you're doing when you're going after a bounty?
You make sure you got a jetpack. You got your carbonite thing on board your ship.
Yeah.
You don't piss off Darth Vader.
Yeah,
all important.
And you don't fall into the pit of Sarlacc. That's probably the most important one.
Yeah, it is. To be fair, I don't think that was deliberate mistake.
Wow.
Do you think it's important to make sure you've got actually after the right person?
No.
Do you think it's especially important to make sure the person you're not forming gathering a posse trying to raid their home is not actually the chief of police?
Unless the bounty's on him. Case, you know, go for it.
A bounty hunter was arrested after gathering posse and mistakenly trying to raid the home of Phoenix Chief of Police. Brent Farley, 43, and 10 others surrounded Chief Justice Yarder's home at 10 PM local time on Tuesday, thinking they were cornering an Oakland fugitive wanted on drug charge, the department said in a statement. Police said the bounty hunters were told they had the wrong address and were asked to leave numerous times. They've not fallen for that one before. Bounty mate, no mate, you want Jim down the road. He's the one you're after. The department said Farley, who confronted the chief as bound during the morning come outside, was carrying a handgun at the time, as well as several others. Video provided the police showed Chief Yardley clad only in his underwear, stepping outside his home with a baton in hand, and approaching the bounty hunters. Police spokesman Trent Crump, that's a good name, said there was no physical altercation. Crump said 18 individuals were men and 3 others were women, including a relative of one of the men who was riding along and an 11-year-old girl who was wearing a toy gun belt. These bounty hunters sound like a lovely lot, don't they?
Fucking hell.
The bondsmen are working on behalf of North Star Future Recovery and Delta One Tactical Recovery, police said, and appear to have acted on unconfirmed tip on suspect location from social media.
Oh, God.
Farley was charged with disorderly conduct and criminal trespassing. Crump said additional charges against the other tenants are possible, as well as for Farley, who is a felon and a bounty hunter. The recovery firms could not be immediately reached for comment.
They're probably there laughing all the way.
Probably. Are you guys concerned about killer robots?
No.
Not yet. I haven't programmed any yet.
You've not programmed any. Are you concerned about any possibility in the future?
Maybe.
Okay.
I haven't decided yet. I'm working on a way to send text messages back in time.
You'll be okay. One man is doing his best to keep himself and anybody else safe from the robots.
Is he going to build his own non-killer robot?
No, he's set up a society where you can pledge allegiance to him.
North Korea?
No, killer robots. So if they do eventually rise
They'll
up...
be the first to have killer robots, let's be fair.
They probably already have.
So if they rise up, he's going to present them with this list of people's names who pledge allegiance to him and then get shot. So he's founded the International Registry of Humans Pledging Allegiance to Killer Robots and will give the names of future robot overlords. Their names will also and hopefully save them from destruction. Despite only being set up last week, he's already more than 20 names on his list. Wow. To be fair, we've got more subscribers than that, just saying something.
Yeah, fucking hell. Maybe we need to get his 20 on our list as well.
That's good.
We
Subscribe to us from against Killer Robots. He works as a hospital manager
Just
in
wrap
California.
me up in tinfoil and stick me on camera and, we're sorted, we're golden. I'll threaten him a little bit.
He's a hospital manager in California. We're seeking to make residents a bit safer than they might otherwise be in the event the world becomes overrun with killer robots. Call us defeatist or realists, we're just prepared. I would say killer robots are coming. Make no mistake about it, the technology is advancing at an exponential rate, and unfortunately there's no amount of legalisation that can stop it. Estimates range from true artificial intelligence will emerge. Some say it'll take more than 40 years, others say it's a matter of years. That's the same thing, really. Notables, as you probably know, notables such as Elon Musk, which is a stupid name. I hate Elon, but it's a silly name, so I'm sorry. You're named after something that elephants do. Bill Gates, Steve Wozniak, and Stephen Hawking have all voiced concerns over AI. Hawking was particularly worried. Sorry, I actually see no one. I'm sorry, I have a lot of respect for you. I know you're not watching our podcast, but I do have a lot of respect for you.
Could be.
It might be.
One of those soccer cans.
Do you think it has iTunes on it?
Maybe. If you ain't watching our podcast, you bloody will be by the time Killer Robots take over.
He's got one of he's running all the accounts that are subscribed to us.
That explains it. Some person here could be here by 2020.
I have to admit, it does intrigue me that Stephen Hawking is worried about killer robots. He seems like a sensible chap,
The register will work by being easily accessible to robots who will stumble across it while trawling the internet for information on how they go over the world. So if they're going to stumble upon, do you think they're going to Google
yeah.
who's allying themselves?
I love that. That's robot art. I'm googling right now. It's not like Ghost in the Shell where they've got like a finger for every key, so they can type really fast. No, this is how future robots are doing. Mate, that's terrifying. I can see why that bloke's concerned now. There's 20 names. You've got something coming after you like this. You can be like, fucking hell.
The idea came about with several friends and I were working on a local pub. That explains a lot. We're all a bit nerdy. It's usually this sort of thing. Well, we're nerdy. We've never thought about setting up a register for killer robots. We couldn't find any information on the website on the internet already, so we decided to start it ourselves. It's up for you to judge how serious a threat from AI it really is. There you go.
I haven't made any yet. And Kim ain't told me nothing.
Good news.
So Bill Gates is scared of robots as well. That's interesting. Bill Gates and Stephen Hawking.
No, he said he says he's got fears it might happen, doesn't he? He's scared of them. He's got his own.
That means he's scared of them. He thinks it's going to happen. He's like, no, you can't do technology.
Seriously, we all know that Bill and Woz already have their own army. I mean, Woz has probably got an army of segways.
They're worried about some ghost in the machine shit with Steve Jobs, aren't they? That's what's going on.
Possibly.
I think he's going to just stick his
We
spirit
all
in
know.
there. But then, if he puts his soul into an Apple product, that's barely going to be able to do anything. So, like,
we all know there's going to be Kevin Mitnick in control of all the robots, because you know he can launch like missiles from whistling down a telephone.
I think we gave Newell personally, but
Lord Gaben.
or steam robots.
yeah, Steam, yeah, Steam OS. What do you think is the
Basically, if you don't do what we say, we'll delete your account. Oh shit! I better do what they say. I don't want to lose all my games.
My many pounds of on sale games gone.
Oh dear. Good news, it's the time of year again. Ig-Nobel prizes. You remember this from last year with the deer and the man dressing as a polar bear?
Yes.
He clearly did it. That's what that guy was doing earlier, he was doing a study. So, the winner of the Ig Nobel Prize was Patricia Yang and colleagues for testing the biological principles that nearly all mammals empty their bladders in 21 seconds, give or take 13 seconds. Which is a pretty big range.
I was going to say, that's quite a margin there.
I've never timed myself empty my bladder. I saw the chart they produced.
To do evidence to the term piss like a racehorse, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. I remember 13 seconds.
That was it.
I remember 13 seconds of being like a racehorse. Chemistry. Callan Olmold.
How does she carry out this research? Probably lying underneath them, I should think.
I imagine there's a stopwatch and a cup. Apparently,
no, not with this lot. Come on, let's be fair.
I'd imagine. There is video footage of timings of all these if you want to really find it.
The man dressed up as the bear. I mean, come on, these people are dodgy people.
Yeah.
You know what they get up to.
I say they're related. Chemistry. Callum Ahmed and colleagues have invented a chemical recipe to partially unboil an egg. In case you boil it by accident. Mark Demoners and colleagues for discovering the word "huh," or its equivalent seems to exist in every human language, but they're not sure why. Gennaro Burley and colleagues for discovering this is management, for discovering that many business leaders developed a childhood fondness for risk-taking when they experience natural disasters, such as earthquakes, volcano eruptions, tsunami and wildfires, that for them have no dire personal consequences. Economics. Bangkok Metropolitan Police for offering to pay policemen extra cash if they do not take bribes. Medicine. This is a joint award. Hajime Kamata and also Junizo whatever. And her colleagues.
It's related to the other one from earlier.
And her colleagues for experiments to study the biomedical benefit or biomedical consequence of intense kissing and other intimate interpersonal activities.
With bears.
Now, mathematics. Elizabeth Oberzucker and Carl Grammer for trying to use mathematics, to determine whether or not Moulay Ismail, the bloodthirsty, the Syrian Emperor of Morocco, managed during the years from 1697 to 1727 to father 888 children. To father 888 children. Now they say this to him sometime. I did it in 2 minutes. 888 divided by 30, which is how many years, is 29.6 trillion children a year, which works out he needs to father a child every 12 days. Which actually fact means it's not unreasonable.
And you said they tried this and you've already
tried to use mathematics.
Here's the grant. There you go.
Thank you.
Go on,
I know, actually, if that's what you need to do, just do a bit of math calculation.
Well, that's why they're doing it, because clearly these things are too thick.
It's going to take us 6 years to work this one out.
By the time they figure it out, robots would have taken it.
Exactly.
They'll do it for them. They'll be like, shit, that's why we're redundant now, might as well kill ourselves.
Bruno Grossi, University of Chile, and colleagues for observing this in biology, that if you attach a weighted stick to the rear end of a chicken, the chicken will walk in a manner similar to which dinosaurs are thought to have walked. To which I go,
God, please, why?
I'm not sure why.
So right, if you chop a dinosaur's tail off, it'll walk like a chicken.
Yeah. Dalal Karam from Stoke Mandeville Hospital in the UK and colleagues.
No.
This is brilliant. for determining that acute appendicitis can be accurately diagnosed by the amount of pain evident when a patient is driven over speed bumps.
Wow, okay, that's completely out there.
What's going to be the NHS next time? If you've got acute appendicitis, get in the car.
Well, that might have helped. Seriously, I had appendicitis.
Did you go over any speed bumps?
Well, that's the trick. Maybe they should have done that rather than having me sit in the hospital for nearly a day in pain.
Tests and so forth.
You know.
Physiology and entomology. This is a joint award to 2 individuals. Justin Schmidt for painstaking creating the Schmidt-Sting Pain Index, which rates the relative pain people feel when stung by various insects. And to Michael L. Smith.
Can we throw him into a bee's nest to a wasp's nest so we can actually test it?
Well, this is where Michael L. Smith comes in. For carefully arranging for honeybees to see him repeatedly on 25 different locations on his body to learn which location is the least painful. Do you want to guess which one's the least painful? The skull, the middle toe tip, very specific, and the upper arm. And for which is the most painful? The nostril, the upper lip, and the penis shaft.
This brings us back to something. Do you remember the JoJo bug bite fetish? That dude has it. That dude's so into that shit. That's fucked up. He should be a JoJo character.
Perhaps he is.
Did we actually talk about that on podcast or off podcast? I think we talked about it off podcast. So people are sitting there like, what the fuck are they even talking about?
I don't remember this.
Oh, there's a character in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in part 7 that for some inexplicable reason, and I can't remember why it even comes up, he just states he has a bug bite fetish. That's it. They're talking about stuff that he shouldn't really tell other people.
Oh, there
you go.
Dude,
I've got a bug bite fetish, and the other guy's like, what? What? Why are you telling me this? It's just, it's weird.
Just because now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Now you've got a grant
well,
to go and try this out.
And that brings us to another podcast. This one, I think that's Adam's shortest podcast.
Must be.
What a bunch of complete fucking idiots.
I think I might have saved it there though, you know.
How do these people get funding? Why?
Are you referring to us or the people on this?
Well, both. How do we get...
Shall we try going for getting stuff funny from university, researching why when you put 3 idiots in front of a camera?
Yes! We're sorry!
We do
where are we going to find 3 idiots?
See, bless him. Bless. You see, say you don't know you're crazy.
We've already got 2 idiots here, we need another one.
You don't have to be mad to work here.
I can drop my level down if I need to.
You don't have to be mad to work here.
But it helps. Well, on that note, thank you very much for watching. I've been the Suffolk Crown.
I've been here about 10 minutes, but yeah, whatever.
Is that you've been here for about 10 minutes? You ain't got a name anymore.
No,
or you had 10 minutes.
I don't exist anymore.
Oh man.
Oh,
I've just sort of.
Poor Bard.
10 minutes.
I don't need your pee. Yeah, alright, yeah, I've been bad.
10 minutes.
From every pub in the country.
10 minutes bad. Skazz is.
I don't want to be fucking known as 10 minutes bad. That's not going to really go down well, is it?
So this will become a meme. I'll be on like Reddit and 4chan.
My fucking relationship status is going to go into the negatives in this bloody rate. 10 minute bad.
We'll see you on the next podcast.
At least you got the suffering's over quick.
Thank you very much, everybody. See you later.
No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because that would just be too bad.
I'm the only person who's actually trying to end the podcast. The other two are just rabbiting on about rubbish, as normal.
Yes.
So, goodbye, everybody.
Power cut.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to completely break the edit here. Ready? Check this out.
Continuity flaw!
Oh my
no! God! Right, apologies now to the video watchers. I need to say video listeners there.
Again.
Okay. Luke has ruined the continuity. It is still on the same timeline.
Well, you just said that we changed the time.
Well, hang on a second.
Hang on. Yeah, change the head. There we go. Hang on, wait. Oh no, where did I put him? Where's my glass? Here we go. Hang on. There we go. There we go.
Welcome to the alternate universe. This is the alternate.
Pull it off now.
There we go. You can have that back. I don't know where it's been.
Well, in my wardrobe, but okay.
That's one's, yeah, exactly. I don't know what you've got. Either it's I hear movement. And the idea that they decided to do this stupid thing. Hang on. What's this? He's alive!
What the hell?
Are they
Bard's
actually
alive.
podcasting? Are they?
Yes, we are.
Well, the message that I was supposed to give you, you weren't online to receive.
Well, I have my phone with me until 2:30.
I messaged
Until we
you.
turned it off.
2:30 is exactly my bloody message yet.
That's it.
Oh my god, it's humid in here.
Yeah.
Look at the pro setup.
Yeah.
What
We're
you guys
ruining
trying to do?
awesome.
Fucking create a rain cloud.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on.
We were in not in the
My,
universe.
my poor fucking table that I spent all that time painting.
It's all. I've got rubber feet on.
Yeah.
You're alright.
Tea would be lovely.
Well,
We're filming. We're recording.
sit down, damn it.
I need a bloody cup of tea then.
Right,
So
get on the
watchers,
Right.
just have to wait.
Now wait, and what we could do is we could blink me out and blink him in.
Yes, let's do this.
What is this? I can't get this.
Don't
why is
move.
God here?
Don't move. Oh,
Podcast.
but you've just moved.
Oh mate, I'm so sorry.
No.
I don't give a damn about your technical nonsense.
As if my magic bard has arrived.
I have.